One day we were sitting there with the whiskey, he gave the mineral water, some random mineral. India's largest selling mineral water. One small point about that, aspiring to be. We were thinking, Bisleri pudding, court case, and lawyer, Your Honor, have you seen what is it? Aspiring to be India's number one.
I said, I want to introduce you to a man who's really made that Amitabh Bachchan films. Please welcome Manoharan. Called him, no? He's saying, guys, West Indies, team is everything. You wouldn't be anything without a team. Solid pep talk he gave.
I think what happened in advertising, I don't know before my time, but I saw it during my time, at least my first 5-6 years. The pendulum kept moving towards the science part. Now, so the soul went out. Shah Rukh was there. Everybody was fawning around him. I wanted to act cool. Why should I go and, Shah Rukh. So Shah Rukh himself came. Hey, Ramesh.
What are you saying? Cut to the chase and bring it so simple. I think that is what...
No, more importantly in briefs.
In briefs,
See,
exactly.
All the briefs. Now I'll tell you.
Mostly
take the
some
same
of the
good
great
person.
action scenes because the brief was damn good.
Finally, simple is the default. You are talking as if the default is analysis and we guys broke it. But actually what we do is the default, right?
I used to dress like a servicing guy.
He used to, tip-top used to come down. In fact, both of us go for a meeting, one servicing, one creative was gone. The quota is met. In Facebook, that's my standard reply. When I put some post, Twitter post only I put on Facebook. Some idiot, not funny. Standard answers, please contact customer service for a refund.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
This is my first to host this podcast. It's called Can I Just Record This? This was actually started by Namrata. Unfortunately, I have decided to host this and not her. Unfortunately for you both.
For the guests or for Namrata?
For various reasons. And I brought two of my favorite guests, also known as Nazi, but Nazarius Manohar and Ramesh Srivats. Ramesh Srivats used to be my earlier boss, ex-boss.
Wow.
And two of the funniest and the most creative minds that I know. So I just want to have a freewheeling conversation on all kinds of nonsense. So the baseline for this podcast is a curious conversation with creative minds. So that is why we are doing this. And the reason why I have decided to host this and not Namrata, because there are a lot of inside stories. And I don't want any of those inside stories to go away and become very formal talk and give some major gyan and all. I want all those inside stories to come out. And somebody who doesn't know, who has not been a part of those things, might not know those inside stories. And this is the reason I thought, hey, I think maybe I should try doing this. So I am doing this just so that all those absolutely hilarious, funny stories gets recorded. So guys, thank you. Thank you for agreeing to do this.
No, pleasure to do this.
Welcome to Can I Just Record This? I will tell you the way I know Ramesh, how I met Ramesh.
Right.
I want to land up in a big agency and all, and I was not getting anywhere, man. So finally, I got some job. Somehow I got servicing the two. I managed to get a job in HTA Chennai. Then after 1 year, slowly I started missing Bangalore. And I was wondering if there's an opportunity to come back to Bangalore and get a transfer. So then something happened. It kind of worked out. And Ramesh was appointed as my boss. Now, there's one big difference in the culture of where I was to Ramesh as a human being. So I'm used to very formal, job list and that, and extensive job list, and work culture is very like 9 o'clock sharp. You report and briefs and chasing artworks and stuff like that. And I'm like rigorous, full rigor. Cut to now. First day, HTA, Bangalore, with Ramesh as my boss. Ramesh is in his cabin, and Ramesh is in this reclined position always, like almost horizontal. And he had one corner cabin, he's got on Scrabble. He plays Scrabble 24/7. So I've come there diligently, a young, enthusiastic advertising kid who's all ready to soak in all the intelligence. I know by then I know a little bit of Ramesh because he's some 2-3 workshops and he had come intelligent. I am IIT, ayo, andha madina. Seri. So I thought, let me perform my best, come with my notepad. Ramesh, so what are the brands I'm going to be handling? What brand am I going to be handling? Number one McDonald's. So it's number one McDonald's. That time I don't know much about booze and all. So I'm thinking.
Number 2 will come.
Number 2 will come. Some many brands will be there. Number 1 you will be handling McDonald's. Number 2 you will be handling this. So I've written number 1 McDonald's. I said, number 2? Number 2. Hey, that's a brand. What brand? It's a whiskey brand. Number 1 McDonald's. That's what you will handle. Generally you will be handling McDonald's. I mean, you will figure around the way. And yeah, some Kingfisher, all that. Hey, ask what Mastan is made for.
Lunch.
Then I said, again, diligent kid. Ramesh, I just want to know a little more about the brand. Which brand? Whatever I'm going to handle. Number 1 McDonald's. It's a booze brand, I told you. No. It's a whiskey brand, a cheap brand. All buggers drink it. Oh, there was one ad. So the ad goes like this. So there's one tractor that is going in the middle of a farm. And it conks. And it's stuck. One wheel has got stuck in some slush and all that stuff. And some 2 guys are standing over there. And that's all surrogated, so you can't show the booze. No? So some 2 guys come and help that farmer get over it. And they push that tractor and it goes back on track. And it says,
Mera number.
Mera number 1. There was one symbol called Mera number 1.
No, I didn't write that.
Even I didn't. I didn't do it either. All of us disclaim when I get
Like this one symbol comes. It says, number 1, Mera number 1. And one symbol comes like this. It says Mera number 1. Number 1 McDonald's. Whatever, some soda, whatever, something. This is the ad. What's the deep thinking behind this ad? Pretty big ad. Whiskey ad, but some 2 guys are pushing one tractor. Ramesh, I just want to understand. And we've heard a lot, brand proposition, brand essence, brand tree, brand seed, brand this, brand that. 1 year I heard this in Chennai. This guy is saying, no. Ramesh, can you tell me a little more about this brand? What do you want to know, man? See the ad, no? No, I saw the ad, but I want to understand what is it all about. Okay, I'll tell you quickly. See, those who drink booze, are bad people. Generally, they're perceived to be as bad people.
Right.
So, but it's not true. Many people who drink can also be good people. So, they said, okay. So, then that was our strategy. Saying, those who drink booze need not be bad people. So, we said, okay, let's show them doing some good things. So, everybody is in booze, doing all sleaze, advertising, all this, whatever. Or, ooh la la la, king of good times, all this flamboyance was there. But this is one regular whiskey for 20 bucks, whatever, 1 quart. So we just want to tell them that, hey, even you people are very good people. Even if you drink.
Legitimacy.
So then what is this Mera number 1? Something I put one symbol for that. So this symbol, which is this thing, is a true sign of all those virtues. You can keep attaching whatever virtues to it. Friendship, purity, kindness, all that. Whatever good things are there, slowly, you can keep getting attached to the brand, that much only. You just crunch this whole brand universe, brand seed. We had attended workshops and all. I still remember, I don't know if you remember all this. It was an X.
And that was a total branding. No, not the total branding.
Brand offering, consumer desire.
Yeah.
So what is the brand offering? The brand offering, you have to
And
be
they
very-
both meet in the middle.
They meet in the middle, and that essence is what the brand proposition is. So brand offering, you're supposed to be very truthful about. Brand offering is cheap whiskey that is catering to this TG and all that stuff. You can't lie and all, just be as truthful. But consumer desire, where you have to be more innovative and creative. What is it the consumer really wants?
Right.
I think this thing about this perception of, hey, just because I drink, I'm not a bad guy, man. Well, it has been said in such ordinary words.
Yeah.
It's actually quite a deep fucking thought. It's not bad, man. Quite unique as a fucking thought. Nobody's doing this ad.
Right.
I was like, fuck, that's it. Yeah, that's it only. Just West Robbery, figure out and all. We'll figure out. So that was my introduction to Ramesh Srivats, the IIM IIT, who is in reclined position always and not too interested in talking about this and all that. But then when he has to talk, he makes a lot of sense. So Ramesh,
I want to tell about that was his first impression of me, but my first impression of him was earlier in Chennai. You were also there. We had a joint Madras and Bangalore workshop. We had gone.
Yeah.
Jagdeep Bakshi, Anita Gupta, and all were there.
Yeah.
I didn't know Rajesh and all that at that time. And they had an open house. Saying, okay, any questions? Because that's when they taught us XTTP, vision, brand vision. Rajesh, sir, I have a question. See, you tell us all this. But then whole day I'm busy doing artworks and chasing studio. So you give us all that work. When am I supposed to do all this? JB immediately, Anita, I think you should answer that. We all laughed, very amused. Okay, poor guy, his boss is screwed and all. And then I suddenly find out in 1 month I'm going to be his boss.
and Ramesh was many people's boss.
Yeah.
He said, no, don't worry, man.
No, that's why. All, Macha, you write the brief, you do strategy, artwork I'll take care of. And next workshop, don't humiliate me with such questions. So he got full freedom.
I will tell you about my first memory of you. So Nazi used to sit, I don't know if you remember,
I remember, obsessed.
So he used to sit next to Daya in that
Corner, yeah.
And he's unlike Ramesh, he's more studious guy. He's flooded with work and always around 25 people are around him.
He's just a better actor.
So Nazi is sitting in that corner, and that time JWT had introduced this deadly concept, man, called the stamp brief. Okay, and I thought it was an outstanding one because till then we have some 100 workshops, something, yarn, gas, fucking 25 pages and all that stuff. Finally, somewhere I think someone discovered that, boss, the lesser the better. So they invented this thing called a stamp brief, saying you can do whatever gas you want, you can say whatever gas you want to. Finally, your brief has to sit within that stamp, and the sheer size of the stamp itself dictated on how sharp you have to be. So make all the sacrifices. It has to fit into that stamp. So whatever the fuck you want to write, you write, but it has to fit into that damn stamp.
Right. Well, you could write it in 3 point.
You can still have some one word which means 25 things. People did all the cheating, but still.
Also done that much only.
That was I don't know why they stopped at that. And everybody has to sign also. So UB Export, one beer was getting launched at $17. But he said, let's not compromise on the quality of the beer. It will be almost as good as Kingfisher. It's just that it's going to be not a fancy bottle, that green bottle.
No, it was a returnable bottle. That was the key.
Returnable bottle.
Because the bottle cost was very high. They said we'll make it returnable, like soft drinks, those days. Therefore, we can bring down the price.
Exactly. And then the client briefed and all, and then the thing was, first thing that stuck your head is like, man, 17 rupees and all, beer means, in that time college kid, who wants to have Pepsi?
True.
The first thought.
But for viewers who are born in the last, 10 years, that 17 rupees is probably worth 100 rupees now. Petrol was also 25 rupees or something at that time.
And at that time, he just wanted a front fascia. Front fascia is the thing on top of the liquor shop.
Signage.
One signage. So he said, with Upendra, I just want one crisp thing which communicates this as fast as possible. And I used to watch a lot of Upendra films, I was a big fan of Upendra. So I had put, now the stamp brief had been launched. So I said, okay, let me do stamp brief and all. So I took that UB Export bottle and I stuck this stamp on that. And it says with beer at just 17 rupees, who would want to have a Pepsi? And I get it, bounce off, Ramesh says, go for it. And it was still a small job at that time. So I have come, and Nazi is busy with some 600 things. So he's typing shit, that is doing something.
Mostly writing, no typing.
No, you were typing, bacha. It was like that.
No, I never had a machine on my desktop on my table at all. Yeah.
So I'm waiting to get Nazi free, and by then it is already evening. It's like time to go home type, and Nazi is like packing up, is ready and all. And then I say, hey, cool dude, $17. Yeah. Oh, with 17 rupees beer, who would want to have a Pepsi? Nice, man. Damn cool. And Nazi is, Nazi, what do you want? I said, we need to have one line. And has to be in Kannada. Because Upendra. He said, yeah, I know. He said, it's too long, man, this one. Okay. Why Pepsi? 2 words. Why Pepsi? But you can't say Pepsi, you know, as our client also. So, what is that they say? Everybody says cool drink. No, why cool drink? That why cool drink? That why you put in Kannada. What is why in Kannada? He didn't know Kannada. So I said, Yake. Yake. Hey, sounds powerful. Yake cool drink. Yeah. Done. That's all. Over. Done. Cut to that became some rage across Bangalore, and then that kind of spiraled into.
So you did some good work, huh, Nazi?
All the things that I did are accident.
No, but what I.
Well, I have some dark secrets. The Mano Viraj Khosla, Deccan we can talk about.
No, but what I want to say is from wherever I came, that culture which was about like sitting in rooms and jamming, brainstorming for some bloody months together, suddenly just got broken down into some very simple shit where he's saying this, good people, bad people, that much only, that's the strategy. Why all these long sentences? Just say why cool drink? Done. No, yake. Hey, sounds deadly. We'll put some upela doing some cool stuff. Yeah, done. The way you just made the whole advertising process seem so simple just kind of blew my brain, and that is what it's so rare to meet people who are able to break down stuff to such simple human levels, and that's what I think makes you the most creative mind. Obviously, a lot goes into the thinking behind it. So we'll talk more about it.
Not really. I would say it's the other way around. I think everybody should keep it simple.
Yeah.
Finally, how can you communicate with not simple, man? What the mistake everybody does is to complicate something which is essentially simple. Okay, that I remember the McDowell one and all. There is nothing more to it. No, you can talk user imagery, this, that, and all. How does that help anybody? I mean, those are the stuff you use to fill paper, which is why the stamp was a good idea. Finally, simple is the default. You are talking as if the default is analysis, and we guys broke it. But actually, what we do is the default, right?
Actually, what we call the stamp idea emerged because Trikaya Gray was doing extremely well in the creative department, right? So they came up with something called the single-minded brief. The stamp emerged as a competition to Trikaya Gray. Only they can think like that. We'll make a stamp.
Even HTA, when I joined only in 92, single-minded was there. Single-minded proposition. But the thing is, they didn't tell you can't use conjunctions. Okay, people just say single-minded is one sentence. Now, if you use and but and where to for and therefore and all, you can tell 10 things in other thing. That was the problem.
Which was what they were doing. I used to always tell him, boss, you did IIT and IIM, and what did you come here to advertising to do? You're fucking selling soap and you're selling tea and booze. That's all. I thought I paid, my taxes for making this country a better country. I always used to pull him up for that. That means a lot of great thinking was going into selling this fucking soap, man.
I know.
Which was
crazy. With college, we would have never.
So you were right. Yeah. We did all this fucking analysis paralysis, but there was a little bit of method to the madness, like I think.
But I think that, it changed a lot. Piyush made it. Piyush is that, where we call it sticks, make one story, that's what he's doing. That thing is supposed to be there. But actually, maybe the problem is always the tension between the art and the science man. At one point, art is there. It's after all storytelling. It's after all emotional connection. There is the element of art. The element of science is what client wants, sales, brand logo should be there. You should remember market research, this test, that test. Somebody will put one meter knob and there's crap. So there's always been a tension out there. I think what happened in advertising, I don't know before my time, but I saw it during my time, at least my first 5-6 years. The pendulum kept moving towards the science part. And I felt it went even more later after I left and all. Now, so the soul went out. So the same thing like, good people drink McDowell is as simple as it. but it's layered on with some
But it's
crazy
really
amount.
profound.
Yeah.
It's not like just saying reliability or it sticks. I mean, for some categories and products, it works that way. But for some others like this, it's much more complex. How do you position a... It sounds very simple, but I think like we have known like intelligence and advertising, well, they're laborious and they just talk a lot. But the ones who are able to just cut to the chase and bring it so simple, I think that is what...
No, more importantly in briefs.
In briefs,
See,
exactly.
take this.
All the briefs.
Now I'll tell you,
Mostly
take the
some
same
of the
good
great
person.
ad you seen is because the brief was damn good.
Absolutely.
So take this creative need. Creative
to
need,
trigger...
bolna kya hai? Tell me what needs to be said, right? That's all. Otherwise, all you're doing is trying to impress creative ki yaar, how much I've thought. And that's more show off rather than anything useful. So when you have a planner who comes and makes a 35 slide presentation to give you a brief, they are not helping you. They are just showing you how much they've thought, and how you should be very impressed with them, which kind of defeats the purpose, right?
I must tell you an anecdote about, we went for research for the Blue Ribbon gin. Blue Ribbon was a gin, right? So gin was traditionally advertised as afternoon drink, morning drink, with people, ladies
More
playing tennis,
sophistication,
tennis, cricket and all that.
All
and
like just miss beer.
absolutely.
After beer.
Absolutely. And so also ladies could drink it, right?
Correct.
It's got an aromatic smell, right? It's made from berries, juniper berries. So it won't smell when you drink it during the day.
Blue Ribbon hasn't even seen a juniper berry.
No, there are.
It's a gin.
No, there are juniper berries. What he's talking is sometimes we add essence to it, okay? All whiskies, including number one, had essence, which means even if it's rice-based, this is not many people would know this.
All the alcohol made in India is made from ethanol, which is currently being put in ready petrol.
I saw your tweet on that.
So extra neutral alcohol they get, and then they add flavor. All this grain whiskey.
So let me finish. Okay, so when you break it down, it's either wheat-based. Whiskey has to be wheat-based. Other drinks are rice-based, right? All drinks were rice-based, which means the alcohol, what he calls ethanol alcohol, that's the raw alcohol, came from a rice base because we didn't have too much wheat and it's cheaper, right? So we went for research to find out who is this, who's the TG. That's something we totally missed. JWT and all were great in knowing who's the TG. We went and found out that the TG, surprise, surprise, was not any of these people. It's the guy in Bangalore there's a place called Old Poorhouse Road. Okay, but the very name indicates that there are very poor part. The guy who's selling salt, carrying the sacks on his back, bareback, okay, wearing a khaki short pants, is unloading these sacks, and then he comes out to the makeshift bar there, and he'll buy a quarter and he'll drink it neat. Patak. There's no smell during the day. He carries on with his work.
Oh, so he can't get caught.
He can't get caught, and the work is very rigorous.
Don't get caught is the brief.
No, this Suresh was telling me, he used to tell all these guys, hey boss, once in a way can we talk to some decent people as a target audience? You're always giving me this fucking SEC 3, ABC. So, it was a shock. That means what? We had to do masala film. It was not working at all. You know what was working? That's the thing with advertising. Even if it comes from the 30s and that serial which you see in the television serial, American television serial, Mad Men. Right.
It's all some.
So we were doing it.
Not all belongs to our days.
So 70s, 80s, we were doing the very same thing. Okay. What happened during those times was, it's very, very, lot of people may not understand this. Big brands, let's say P&G, Hindustan Lever type of selling, Lux soap is a very old soap, you must know that. Purely the medium was the message, as Marshall McLuhan said, which means if I had weightage of media, people would perceive it as, hey, it's on national television, means it must be a good thing.
Be a damn good brand.
We ran that America as well as Europe as well as India much later. That was the salience that we got. It was not the great creative or anything like that which we like to
bombarded.
Absolutely bombardment. Okay. Then things started changing, the days of David Droga and all these people. In England, they're very particular about the idea. US is still like India, very sentimental. Jingles work like mad. Japan jingles work like mad.
Mass culture.
Absolutely. They're very, people are sentimental. They'll buy into things. We'll come into that, something called cognitive branding,
I'll get the whiteboard.
But this was, we didn't know the TG. So like he rightly said, number one, they wanted see, why is it called red label? Those days, brands were very, keep it simple.
Talking about red label tea.
Tea, red label.
Since we're talking about booze, I don't want it. That's red label.
So, you have to keep it simple that people understand basics. Like, this is red label, this is monkey brand, people will remember. And whichever language you speak, let's say, the red wala, de dijiye. Okay. So, going with that logic, everything was branded like that. So they said, no man, you must have a symbol because our TGs are very, very low. You must have something like ye de dijiye.
Correct.
So that's also good thinking actually.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah,
it's for
sharp,
the TG.
yeah.
Absolutely. From there, they said, let's legitimize drinking.
Now that he's asking for this, let's give it some meaning.
Maybe cheaper.
I don't know what
so suddenly,
But it is, that basic.
See, that means what are you doing? We do it even today, which means you are very, very clear about the consumer, who's the consumer and what's the behavior. That's what you're
doing. On
done.
a segue, I'll tell you the same thing. So when we did this, this Yake cool drink and all that stuff, at that time you had to also write it in
Kannada
and in English.
Correct.
Okay, so English is written. So the confusion came when it came to pint. Okay, so it was a UB export pint. So I still remember because in Kannada we have written as pint. Okay, in Kannada. So then Shekhar Ramurthy was the brand head.
Yeah.
He looked at it and said, "What is this word? Pint." I said, "But that's not pint." Who says pint?
Yeah, nobody. Only the
they say pint.
Trade.
So just put it as pint. He said that's wrong pronunciation. I am not here to correct the universe on what the pronunciation of this word should
In fact,
be.
nobody says pint also. They say
Exactly.
small or half or
correct.
something.
But apparently, if you have to put it, it's people call it pint.
Chick the bottle.
Chick or something. So I see, it made so much sense. He's saying, why am I embarking on this? What is the right pronunciation of pint? Just put pint. That's it. So yeah, it kind of takes off from follow what the audience wants.
Yeah. At some point, I was handling Taj Mahal tea, Suresh Paramath would be upset because everybody is actually pretty low on it.
Absolutely.
Now, after Red Label, about Taj Mahal is what's called mass premium.
Yeah.
Which means SCCA. Okay, which is as great. So I was handling that brand briefly. So Delhi, go to consumer visit. I thought SCCA, I'm fancy, one of those guys who lose lakhs in Teen Patti, I thought I'll be some industry. Yeah. Went to SCCA, 3 households, typical household, 1 room, 1 bed, 1 Godrej Almirah, TV on top of the Almirah.
Yeah.
People sit in the bed and watch the TV and that's their house, there's 1 kitchen. And this was SCCA, man.
Correct.
So it's crazy, then everything else is below that. Okay, above it, then A1, A2 something they'll have, okay. So the problem is advertising.
The way we have crunched these words, we invented these words called SCCA, B, and all. SCCA is very different.
Absolutely. Advertising tends to be an elite profession. People who talk well, especially copy and all that. So they don't get it. Who you're talking to. They usually try to talk to each other. And that becomes.
In fact, I think in that era it was still about this. It was very elegant and elite.
Yeah.
Then later on, this I think Piyush Pandey, Balke, everyone got on the scene.
Exactly. So
and TV
that's when the native intelligence kind of creeped it. Dude, I want this guy.
Whenever it was press, earlier was all print, man. And print at some point is something you read, you process. It's kind of cerebral and rational. It doesn't have the emotional heft of a TV. And as TV really took off in the 90s, right? See, it's not that TV was not big. Mahabharata, 80% used to watch. But there was one channel, it will work for 8 hours.
You have to watch.
Print. Yeah, it doesn't spread. When TV went only, the vernacular got more. That's when Hindi ads became big. Earlier, all advertising everything used to be done in English. Right side in the corner near the dark room, one translator will be sitting there to change it to whichever language. That's it. It's always thought in English, right?
When I went to move to Mudra from Bangalore, I was working with Clarion Bates and all that. It was not called Bates before. So we were handling a account called Move. You're familiar with the pain reliever? That's where we first launched it. This fellow was making it. You know what these guys went and did? Mudra went and told this fellow that, see boss, who you're competing with is Iodex. Ouch was doing extremely well. 55% market share. Then Amritanjan.
This was Move getting launched or it was there?
Around launch time. Okay. Amritanjan is there, Zandu Bomb is there, and all Tiger Bomb and all they bring in when they go to Thailand and all, they bring it. Okay. 20%, 10% market share. This fellow told him, Boss, this is the thinking, okay, mind share. We came to know what's positioning. You have to position it where others are not positioning like that. That fellow's taken everything, iodex. Ooh, ouch, everything I've taken. Okay. So this fellow said, let's do a PNG strategy. What's a PNG strategy? Our great PNG friend, no, who comes and gives Gyan, what's his name? Don't know, the Gurcharan Das. Very good thinker, okay. Gurcharan Das thinking was, you must, for Wix strategy use pannalampa, he said. What is that strategy? Get every move into the bathroom cabinet. Behind the mirror, there will be one cabinet. That's where you will keep all the medicine. He says you must get into the cabinet. Fantastic strategy because it's a low cost thing. We said we'll also have to do that. So therefore, we'll have to clearly position it so that he buys it at least once to keep it inside and later they'll use it for everything. Okay. So then they told him, your bloody balm is white color. White color, what's the color of iodex? Dark color.
Quite a dirty color, dirty green.
Dirty.
Dark brown it was, man. So you know what's the perception of people? We were talking about SEC, no? He's thinking if I apply that, about strong hair.
Oh.
White color is fika hair.
Ah.
So you know what we told him? We told him you have to get a bloody packaging machine from Germany and put it in a tube. You don't put it in a bottle because the color will be seen. He actually did that.
After buying, he can figure it.
Fucking, he did that. That bugger listening to everything we said in
Like
Mudra.
psychology.
Exactly. So that fellow did that and he put it in a tube. First time this is coming in a tube. Iodex to everybody.
Bottle.
You could see the color, no? This fellow did that. Then now next is what's the positioning? You don't need copywriter, all these people. They sat strategists. Then they said, boss, you enter as joint pain reliever. So what's the line? Because you can take that line. India's largest selling joint pain reliever. Nobody can. It entered there after 6 months. Pregnant women who get low back pain using it. The young boys are using it. Everybody was using it. It entered as joint pain reliever. That's the power of positioning. The power of being very specific, you know, which today also you should be doing. Don't say I'm everything for everybody.
Move did one other thing also smart. I think it was Move, which Wix also did. Which is how much do you consume? Surface area. Wix, no, you actually put it here is enough.
Correct.
To show.
Rubbing it.
Move took back. Okay, backache also they took. And now back. Sprain means whether here you'll get a sprain. This much back is big. Lots of a lot of back.
One full tube.
No, that was the same who said.
I think Move also did that.
Who said make the toothpaste opening little bigger. It's the same strategy, which means consumption will increase.
Will be more correct. That increase it by 1 mm. Some servicing they suggested it also.
I will. That's what. So the thing that advertising is just lines is nothing. Advertising is the creative partner of the client. If the creative thing to do is make the mouth bigger, so be it. It can come from the ad agency.
More creative than anything can get.
Like, and those days, the pressure, see, two things were different in the early 90s. Even I don't know when you joined.
I joined in 2000, exactly.
Okay. The respect. Brands truly valued advertising agency.
Correct.
I mean, we used to be called for everything. They actually used to listen to us. Okay, if not me, my boss had listened. Second, that art element was there. There was a certain bohemian aspect to it.
Absolutely.
From lunchtime onwards, all creative directors are sitting in Victoria Mall. Okay, all the juniors are going and showing creative ads and artworks there. And all the juniors are aspiring to be on that side. Okay, that's all. If you work hard, you can be the guy sitting there with somebody coming. So that fun of advertising was quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't think any other industry was even close to this.
Oh, you go to Victoria, it's like an ad club event.
Correct.
There'll be 4 tables, 1 table HTA, 1 table Linters. I think best place to poach and all that stuff. Everybody used to.
So what you said about bohemian attitude, that was really right because.
And also you could wear whatever you want.
Absolutely.
That was another.
Servicing by then.
Servicing by
I used to wear because my client used to.
But that's why they used to ask me. I used to dress like a servicing guy.
He used to. Tip top used to come down. In fact, both of us go for a meeting, one servicing, one creative was gone. The quota is met.
So he's asking me, which batch of IM are you from, sir? I said, Illappa, Adichonna.
But Silver Plate reminds me one story. You know, you said India's largest selling sprain thing?
Yeah, joint reliever.
Joint reliever. Remember Silver Plate? Me and Nazi only were there. Drinking. Silver Plate was one.
That
shady Chinese restaurant next to it.
Served the drink outside.
In the car. One king called Sundar was there. He knew when HTS salaries are coming and he'll be sitting there because all of us have loan with him. He knows when to take the money. Anyway, whatever. One day we were sitting there with the whiskey, he gave the mineral water, some random mineral, genius mineral water, I forget the name. India's largest selling mineral water. So Nadi and me were thinking, "Hey, this is a bit too much, no? Like, somebody can put a case, Bisleri or something, will put a case, no? Anyway, we took the label, just to this thing, but we took it to light, put a small point above that, aspiring to be. Genius, macha. I had it on my softboard. We were thinking, Bisleri putting court case as lawyer, Your Honor. Have you seen what is it? Aspiring to be India's number one.
This oola la la, did it happen in your time?
Yeah, we were only
So who came up with this idea of oola la la? What? Give me a backstory of Ramesh.
It was actually Shankar Ehsan Loy. The brief was Caribbean.
Okay.
But the music director put the jingle, no?
No, but what was the?
I'll tell you.
He went
What was
for
the
that.
story like? How did it end
I
up
tell
with
you,
the
it's
West
an
Indian team
interesting
and-
story. That's why I always say there are some fantastic accidents happen in. I consider it like that. Accidents happen in advertising. This was one of them, one of the biggest in my thing. So I had made many, written many, I thought lovely films. They didn't choose that. They chose a montage film, which is for a writer and a creative guy, that's the cheapest thing that you can do. Okay. So they said, no, we'll create one jingle and we put montage because we can't get shots and we can't do story.
No, there was a constraint also. West Indies was playing in Hyderabad. We had them for one day.
As a tagline, the King of Good Times already.
That was 3 years back. Okay, that was fixed.
All that was fixed.
The thing is, Vijay Mallya decided to sponsor West Indies. That was his decision. But we loved it. Because at a sense, after India, West Indies is everybody's second favorite team. In every country.
Correct.
Okay.
Because the most
they like their own
powerful-
country and then because they're flamboyant and that way brand and all is fine. And West Indies means what? Caribbean, beach, all that shit. Okay, so that we were okay to make a film. And as Nazi said, finally, it was some, stump becoming beer, some crap, okay? Some montage, okay?
No, montage means that's what it is, just, cut to the jingle. It's just snippets
But we went for the jingle before the shoot.
Acha, the
So
jingle
Mukul
was
Anand was the...
You know
Oh,
what
nice,
that's, you know what that's called? It's called a nagra. I don't know if you heard that word.
What is it?
Nagra, they play in tape. Live scene. Amitabh Bachchan,
correct.
because the song is already, then they have to do the dance to that.
Okay.
Nagra on! He'll shout, director will shout. We didn't know all these things. So we learned that was what he put live on that.
So Mukul Anand wanted to record the jingle because he wanted to play it, and then make the players dance to it and all that,
So now you're telling me the-
So Nazi went for the recording.
Okay.
This was Shankar Ehsan Loy before they became famous.
before they were united.
Before anybody knew them. They were doing acting.
So Mukul Anand was
Mad films.
very famous for doing all the Amitabh Bachchan films. So they thought that he would be very good in managing celebrities, which was West Indies, which means we had Lara, you had Richardson, you had all these heavy duty guys, right? So they said he's the best guy. So he was quite a smart guy. We didn't know. We thought he's one typical Bollywood guy. Anyway, so I went for the recording. So Ehsan and Loy were desperately wanting to get into good books because Shankar was not part of them. They want to get into Bollywood. They were only doing jingles that time.
This is their
Yeah,
big ticket.
entry. Yeah. So we that Purple Haze or Octavius studio, So morning first thing I used to tell them the brief is Calypso. Calypso is a genre of West Indies. So he says அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கணும். So Loy sits on the keyboard for about 3 hours with the earphones. We are all waiting. So then we waited. Then he said finally, Nas, I said, yeah, it sounds like Calypso. Good no. I had written words approved by Vijay Mallya. You hit a 6, I got a fix.
So this song was supposed to be, this tune was supposed to be with those words.
Those lyrics, yeah. Then this guy, they said we'll have lunch. This guy called Rags will come.
That Rags was that voiceover artist.
He was the guy who was supposed to say Kingfisher, the king of good times.
So he's a singer. Okay, so Rags came. And the guy who was going to come second was Shan. Shan was an emerging artist.
Emerging.
Or he's
This
come to
was the
sing.
year...
96. Okay, Shan was just emerging. So he's come to sing seconds. So Rags was listening to the thing in that glass box. Just play the tune, man. I want to get the tune. La 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 le 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 la 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 le le. He's getting it 3 or 4 times. He's going to it. It's okay. Give me the words, he said. That time I told this fellow, hey, it looks like raw itself is good.
Yeah.
No, should
Oh,
we
wow.
take call? I called Mukul. Mukul said, see, you want to keep standby? I said, no, why don't you come with me to present to Malia in Bangalore?
So, but Malia had already heard the lyrics, so he's...
Yeah, he signed off on the lyrics, no. Then he said, fuck, this is multilingual, no.
Yeah, exactly.
So all that occurs to you when the thing happened. So we said, you come and present. That fellow said, sure, no words and all. He sang it fully. Then Shan came and said, that bugger's done it in B flat. My voice is going crazy. He's complaining. He did the seconds and all that. They put the thing together. Mukul came with us to present it to Malia. Yes, boss, they're the words. He calls me Manoharan. He doesn't call me Nazi and all. He's not so close. Although he sits next to me always. Mr. Manoharan, you tell wonderful stories.
But what is this?
But there's a blind spot.
You missed words.
So what happened, these guys were all stuck in a room, right? And they had to say that, boss, you have to come for the shoot. So Lara is saying, you paid the association, the board. Why should we come for the shoot? So then Mukul told me, Naz, you speak first. Tell them who are. So that guy only introduced me. This gentleman is from J. Walter Thompson. And you know who I was standing next to? Ambrose.
Wow.
Ambrose is standing like this and looking down at me. I'm saying, yes, I'm from J. Walter Thompson.
Okay, so...
I said, I want to introduce you to, you're all familiar with Indian cinema and Bollywood. I want to introduce you to a man who's really made that Amitabh Bachchan films. Please welcome, Mughal Anand. When you called him, no, he's saying, guys, West Indies. He started talking like that. I was also shocked. What the fuck is talking like this, Team is everything. You wouldn't be anything without a team. He gave one phenomenal toilet pep talk.
On how he'll make them stars. So the whole thing became Mukulan doing a bloody favor to them.
Okay, now I will make each of you Amitabh Bachchan.
India is a huge market. All your future money
I'll get you
come from
here.
Yeah, that's totally worked. They all quietly came. Okay.
You know what he did? Some buggers were reluctant, no? You know what, this fellow, I keep forgetting his name. He says, you come in the morning, rest of you come in the evening. He said, and he walked out of the room. Other guys couldn't even discuss it. Richie Richards and all coming to his room for beer.
Because we had the beer.
All the
Those
guys.
days Hyderabad was a dry state. Okay, so we were the only ones with beer in that place. Okay, yeah.
So phenomenal time. So this fellow and Fraser.
So you, Viv Richards and all.
Not Viv Richards. Viv Richards not in the team.
96 star.
This is 96. Okay.
The key guy was Jimmy Adams, Macha. So Jimmy Adams was the guy who even took beer from the room also. Then they played.
Jimmy Adams borrowed your beer.
Hey, Zimbabwe they played, Macha. Okay, they beat. Not very tough. Though they went and lost to Kenya later, but that match they won, Zimbabwe. Evening we are going in the lift. We also have some conversation I want to make. So celebrating today, Jimmy Adams full stud statement. We will celebrate when we win the cup. Oh great fellow. Okay, whatever. Evening we are sitting. There's a bar in the 5-star. What's the Jimmy Adams pocket? Next day we were drinking. Night we went to disco. Jimmy Adams drinking. What are they going to do when he wins the cup? This is a bloody celebration. This is non-celebration.
I want to be a part of this non-celebration.
Too funny.
So that place
Later,
was...
me and that guy, Bombay, we went to a pub, and then there was a West Indies promotion, and some West Indies people were supposed to come. Me and that Mukulan's assistant called George, we went before, and we just in the pub, we know West Indies, we just shot with them, Jimmy, Richie, all first name, all that shit, because we thought, okay, we'll be studs in the pub. Suddenly, no sign of West Indies. Phone pani ketta, the previous day they lost to Kenya. Okay, in Pune. Andy Roberts told them, buggers, nobody is going anywhere, go sit in your room with a hot pub. Me, full panic. Bar, we have said all this shit, we have delivered somebody. So we talked to a client, get one guy at least. One guy at least, the pub promo people are waiting. So one guy they sent, guess who? Who? Jimmy Adams.
Of course.
Jimmy Adams came. Immediately me and George, one hand like this, to show everybody that look, we know the buggers.
So the evening, they had this in the same place, they had the glitter at eye of...
there's a shoot going on. Sridevi, Anil Kapoor and all that.
So I'm telling you one by one.
Okay,
So the glitter at eye was, all the posh people landed up. This guy and Fraser also came for the party. As usual, they start drinking early because they're waiting for them. You can't wait till 11 o'clock. After that, these guys, the music is going tuck, 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 tuck. These chaps are also into the music and fully drinking. So, that's where's the water, da? Water is far away, okay? So, both Fraser and him are walking towards the water. They're walking with this only, walking back like that only. Then they're going and asking, can I have this dance? That girl is asking.
That was the disco, no? Right.
So do you jive? She's asking. No, let's just dance. She's saying.
All the technical terms and all, I didn't know. Okay? How
We
does
hit
it
the
jive?
floor.
We owned the hotel, okay, because there were crew of
This was
Mukalan.
which one?
Taj
Same shoot
Banjara.
at Taj
Okay,
Banjara.
20 people crew. West Indies also was our extended family. So 25.
by now Jimmy Adams
so
is like,
45 plus extra people, some 50 rooms we had. The hotel manager was some Vijay Sharma or whatever. We knew everybody. So even when we sat in the bar, we sat like bosses. Okay. Then you know when Sridevi and Anil Kapoor.
So the reception and the bar is open area. So this fellow is sitting next to Andy Roberts and all are like third, somewhere, Pinal. Okay. We are all sitting there. So this fellow, he's coming at some 11:30, 12 after a shoot. Yeah, Anil Kapoor. Offered, hey, Anil. That fellow looking, who's this fucker?
Anil Kapoor not sure. Maybe some big guy.
Jimmy.
Then morning, Sridevi sitting in the other table, Anil sitting there. We are all having breakfast. Deepak Chaudhary, client comes. Client is, I think, shocked, okay, at all these people and all. So client is having also idli vada. He's asking Ramesh, boss, this is smoothly going and all. He's looking at Sridevi. Ramesh, the thing I forgot what I have to ask you. The thing is, everything is going well. He's not looking at him and talking.
A great boy. Crazy time we had. I think that film came also because we had so much fun. Okay, something good would have come.
That's true.
La 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 lila yo, la 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 lila yo.
Oh, me and my friends, the king of good time. We're gonna have a good time. Get together.
La 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 lila yo, la 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 leo, la 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 lila yo, la 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 leo, la 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 la, la 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 leo, la 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 luleo, la 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 luleo.
There ain't no boundary between a man and a man. This is a gentleman's game.
La 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 luleo, la 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 leo, la 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 leo, la 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 leo, la 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 la, la 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 leo.
Now, Ramesh, at that point, did you know does Anil Kapoor follow you?
I don't know. Maybe it does. Amitabh and Shah Rukh follow me.
Yes. So I have you have 4 million followers on Twitter. I have read some names. This Cyrus Brocha, Arvind Kejriwal, Ronnie Screwwala, Amitabh Bachchan, Vijay Mallya, Shah Rukh Khan, Harsha Bhogle, Ayushmann Khurrana, Vishal Dadlani, Shashi Tharoor, Barkha Dutt. These are the ones which I follow happen to be common. This I mean, I'm sure there's. Tell me when Shah Rukh Khan followed you and Amitabh Bachchan followed you, what was your reaction? Like how?
Amitabh following, I didn't know. I really didn't know. Sometime later in my friend's house, I found out that Amitabh Bachchan followed me. I in fact was no, Amitabh doesn't follow me. And they checked. Shah Rukh was a big deal, man. Because Shah Rukh was very active on Twitter, right? And I happen to be on Twitter, then you get the notification.
So when Shah Rukh followed you, how many followers, like roughly?
I don't know, man. Must be 100,000 too.
Oh, okay, you were already pretty.
Yeah. I was pretty. Otherwise, why would he know me, right? It's not that he knows me outside that. So it was a big. I immediately I'm going to put it on my LinkedIn. Some cheap nonsense I put. But it was very clear. And he also replied. And then that year end, he put 5 Twitter accounts to follow. Shah Rukh wrote some articles for a magazine. And I was there. I was number 1. So I thought my life over. Now, once in 4-5 months, I check, is he still following me? He's following. I think he's too. But the thing is, very few people unfollow, man. Once you get it, nobody has the energy to unfollow. Okay, so you're more or less safe.
So, obviously, I know that you're a huge fan of all these guys. I mean, especially Amitabh Bachchan. Who are you most surprised by these guys also following you? Like, I mean, are there anyone like that?
No, man, Janta used to follow. It was all surprised. Shah Rukh was a huge one. I never thought Shah Rukh would be interested, right? And then I met him later. And all. in a KKR match once, and he came and
Like,
that's different.
Tell a little bit.
Nothing much.
What
I
happened?
mean. Oh, I'd gone for a cricket KKR match. I was in the owner's box. Somebody else had called me. Everybody, Usha, that's a typical KKR Gumbal is there, man, in that owner's box. Shah Rukh was there. Everybody was fawning around him. I wanted to act cool. Why should I go and, Shah Rukh. I was sitting in one corner watching the match and not ignoring him.
This was a KKR match. Where was that?
In Eden Guns. That's where he came. So Shah Rukh himself came. Hey Ramesh,
What are you saying?
how's Fan Romida doing? Obviously he didn't know.
Whoa.
That Venki Mysore who called me would have briefed him, I guess. Then hey, do you want photo? Then I took photo. Then he said, you want to smoke? So in the corner in his room, surrounded by bodyguards, me and Shah Rukh putting Tiruthaddam, hidden from the camera. And we spoke for like half an hour, 2-3 cigarettes. And about what? After that we started talking about
Anything you
kids.
remember?
Yeah, about his kids and what he thinks about my kids. So it was
Then you
not
talk
like
about,
I was speaking to Shah Rukh, the celeb.
You're talking like enough friends.
It's like a friend. What is, and he was talking about that Aryan, their goal. So it was pretty cool. That was very cool. Others, no, the following just built up over time, man. It's not a surprise. Just once I started having lots of followers, some celebs come in, right? Whether you like it or not. It just worked for me, the medium.
So that he used to have one blog called Let's Put Da. Okay, I think that also had like one significant. In the blogging universe, he was huge. I mean,
Right.
What now, Krish Ashok and all, they were all now.
No,
they
they were
all
all
became
there, they were
fellow. Yeah, they
contemporaries.
became fellow bloggers, and it was a hilarious blog. And then I think after that, this Twitter shit hit. I said, why should I now write so much? I can write lesser and write Ramesh. I think that must have been his biggest incentive.
100%. You
Yeah.
cracked. I'll tell you how it
Why
started.
to write so long?
I quit rediffusion, quit advertising.
By then you had quit when you.
I'd finished when I think of I was sitting at home. I knew I wanted to do something in digital. I was stuck in Delhi for 3 months till my son's exams got over. Then we come back to Bangalore
You
and
had
I
quit.
realized rediffusion. And the plan was to quit advertising altogether. This was 2008. I was planning to start something in digital.
This was much before Fan Romida.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah, correct. Before Hungry Foolish, everything. Yeah.
Just Hungry Foolish was 1 year away. So I was sitting in Delhi, sitting at home, jobless. I had given back my Sony Vaio, which Rediff gave me, and bought myself a MacBook. Okay, and therefore I thought I've become creative. I've given up the BlackBerry and got an iPhone somewhere around that time. So I'm now have to do something creative. Anyway, I couldn't start a business. I thought I'll write a blog. Okay, blog is just about started. People are writing.
So you were not writing the blog when you were in advertising.
No.
So this
After-
is like
after I
it's
quit,
compartmentalized.
immediately
Over
after
advertising,
quitting.
over then blogging.
Yeah, advertising I had got into Facebook and all a bit, but nothing more than that. I thought, fuck, I have to write something. What do I write? That's the biggest question when you start a blog. Then I thought, okay, let me get the most, impossible, tough questions and let me give great answers. So I started a blog called Zeroth Law. See, there are only two. Zeroth Law, as in first law, second
Zeroth
law,
law.
one before. There are two zeroth laws in the world. Zeroth law of thermodynamics, which is they had first law, second law, third law. Then they found something very fundamental. They couldn't call it fourth law. So they called it zeroth law. Okay, that's all. There are only two like that. One was robotics by Asimov. So I immediately, like everybody does, I put title, masthead, this, that. Then I wrote a first post on what this blog is about, because that's also easy, because that's your intent. And then for a week I was sitting
So
and
this
thinking.
time the blog was called Zeroth Law.
Zeroth law.
Okay.
I couldn't think of a single profound answer I had to
So you already
fundamental
named it
question.
profound, or
Yeah.
write something profound.
Then why am I putting this pressure on myself? How about a different strategy? What is the blog about? Whatever I feel like writing.
Anything.
Then I started Let's Put Down. So Let's Put Down first 5 articles.
Do you remember your first blog?
Yeah, something.
What was it
like
about?
that. I don't remember.
Okay,
But who read the first blog? Me, my wife, my mother. Whoever has sent email, please read. Okay. Second blog, about some 7 articles were this. Some few guys will comment and great. Then,
But what are the subjects about?
Oh, politics general.
Okay,
It was
politics,
a kind of, it was humor. It was trying to be funny. Then we used to do what's called blog whoring now. That's a negative word. That when you write a post, you go to these big guys. Great Bong was big, Amit Verma was big, and you put a comment. And then you put a track back. I was doing all that hustling, man, hoping. Needed that one break. So once I wrote, when Ramdas banned smoking, I had already was telling someone on something, on when government was doing too moral policing and all, I wrote one post, which was a conversation between two people. That got picked up. Suddenly from
Between Ramdas
5 subscribers and somebody, I forgot.
Okay.
It was a funny one. It was just a conversation on this thing. Okay. Ramdas meets Devdas. Okay, Devdas is as in the fictional character Devdas. Ramdas and Devdas meet. That suddenly picked up, and from nowhere I got 50,000. Till then, 8 views, okay? 50,000, this thing. Then suddenly next one they subscribed. So by the time Twitter came in, I had about 30,000-40,000 people subscribing to my blog.
God.
We used to get automatic.
Wow. That was huge at that time.
Yeah, next 2, 3. And then I got into the groove, right? I knew what was working, I was doing the same thing. But what was I doing in these blogs is actually what you just said. I used to have a broad theme, think of 15 jokes, then string them together. And then this magical thing called Twitter came, where you can just put one joke at a time and you're done. You don't have
So what if I have to, in a blog, I can break down a blog into 20 tweets. As
But the big difference in Twitter, early days of Twitter is, each 10 is more easier. Your first 10, because you're nobody, right? But if you have, let's say, 100 followers, they'll retweet, they'll share, each subsequent number is easier. I had an unfair advantage or a fair advantage.
because of the blog.
I could go to the blog and say, come to Twitter, follow me. So I got to my first 1,000 very fast. After that, the good content.
So
people share.
those entire 50K from there
Not
migrated.
entire 50, some 1,000 I got. But that 1,000 is very important because
Absolutely.
most people are getting
First, yeah,
stuck
yeah,
in
yeah,
80 or
correct,
100
correct.
for years. Okay, so once I get that, then numbers kept coming. I kept tweeting something came. So that's it. But the key is, of course, now which I told everybody in social media of that. My zeroth law learning. Firstly, do something, just enjoy yourself. Don't do with too much purpose. Don't do for monetization. Express yourself. Do something you'll have fun doing. Only then you'll... Because fundamentally, content creation in social media is very frustrating. Because nobody notices you, man. You put a YouTube video on, nobody will see it. 5 guys will see it, okay? Unless you promote it and all that shit. You have to... If you're not enjoying it, you'll do 4 or 5 and give up. But if you're enjoying it, finally you'll say, I don't care. Anyway, I'm having fun. I'll put it out there. That makes a big difference. That always do what you want. Play. Don't work. Play there.
So what I'm saying is, okay, you had quit advertising and you knew that you want to do something into the digital area. And in the boredom or in that middle period or something, you were just trying blog and all that stuff. How did you, then whatever you started, what did you start next? Hungry and Foolish. So how did Hungry and Foolish start?
Hungry and Foolish was just an idea, maybe ahead of its time because it sounds fashionable. Okay. It was just a random thought. Creative is sold as a service. Right? Advertising agency, they'll take retainer. How about selling creative as a product? Which means we will incubate. It could be any creative idea. It could be a TV serial, it could be a film, it could be an app, it could be anything.
So you create
We will get funding, we'll create a prototype. If it's a TV serial, I'll partner with Star. If it's an app, I'll partner with Yahoo. But we will do the prototype and then create a vehicle. In fact, now my brother is doing something very similar now with lots of funding. That time, it sounded like a cool thing. Yeah, it didn't work out. The funder didn't come and frankly, I think...
No, even then, obviously it was a stepping stone to many other things. What was the first thing that, so it was clearly not advertising. So advertising was a part of it?
No, not
you hired
at all.
from advertising or you hired
But
from...
the fact remained that we did a brand thing for Kama Sutra. One of the things we sold. Okay. Which looked at, whenever in your keyboard, you type anything sexual. It was a keyboard trapping thing. Anything sexual means need not be sex. In Excel, if you type 69 also, one Kama Sutra ad will pop. So it is just some fun, okay? So, if your mind is on sex, think Kama Sutra, something we did. So it was cool. It was a very cool app. It was connected to brand. But the other ideas we were developing, one was a proper game show. It had nothing to do with advertising really. There was one of news for kids.
News for kids?
Yeah, the kids don't get... No, the
get
news
back
is
now.
news. It's a proper TV show.
So I'm saying, but now somebody could hear this idea and...
Let them. So,
let them. Fine. Okay.
So we called it a Kiri and Pamba show. We got 2 puppets and we thought Amir Khan or someone can tell. So it's a weekly thing where Amir Khan or whoever, if we were saying Amir Khan because we could do whatever we want, half an hour where he gives the news summary. Using the puppets.
Through puppets.
With puppets there, something we'll figure out, we thought.
So it's basically trying to make whatever the general news
but
exciting and interesting for kids.
Only for kids. So let's say Sunday morning, half an hour slot for a kids news where kids can catch up.
Wow, it doesn't exist even now.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, there's a news for hearing impaired, there's news for this and news for that. I don't know, 10,000 news channels, nobody's thought of one.
But where kids are interested, you could do some, because the kind of news you will tell kids is a bit different. But by then I had thinking on the brand. The brand is not that single word anymore. What we discussed earlier, that brief enough, that worked in mass media. Volvo safety. Why? Everybody sees TV and what the brand says is what the brand is. By 2008, what the brand says is a small part of what people think the brand is. People by then were listening to social media, their peers, YouTube reviews, Google searches.
Can't be so sharp.
You can have something very sharp, but others are not going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
So I said the opposite of sharp is not blunt. The opposite of sharp is rich. So bland is many things. Like a word cloud. So a brand can be, safety can be big, luxury can also be there for Volvo. Some Swedish German or something can be there, all in different sizes. Imagine a brand. So I came with a tool called Brand Tap, where it'll do a Google search, get all, whatever Google search says, see the frequency of words.
People are talking or thinking,
wherever it's coming, see the frequency of words and create a picture of the brand. And then you compare it across time.
I remember one, because I was trying to understand what is this all about. So there was one which I thought was a very cool one. It is the Blind Miss India.
Real Miss India.
Yeah, the real Miss India. As in, all the judges are blindfolded. So then, how do you choose who the winner is? Then it's based on personality and all that. So it can be a property by itself. So okay, man.
That also.
That's when I was trying to understand how is this different from advertising. Macha, you can think of an idea like this. But then
no, the difference is productization. In advertising, a brand will brief you and you'll suggest this as an activation.
Correct.
You will still get the same retainer at the end of the month.
Whatever,
with a bonus.
degree, correct.
When you productize it, you create it, you get upsides, but we don't get a retainer. See, advertising got very greedy. They wanted the retainer in the first place, and then they wanted a upside. So why should you? I get a carpenter to make a bar for me. I have paid you for the bar. That's it. Now you can't give me a share of every drink you sell because you can either take one or the other. But whereas I come and say I don't want retainer. I'm going to do a product. Okay. I'm taking all the financial risk. I'm doing everything. We put it in the market, then give me upside. Right. So productization was the key. But therefore, once I'm looking at productization of creative, I'm not restricted to ads. It could be an app, it could be a website, it could be a TV show, it could be an event, it could be anything, right? So that was hungry.
So what went wrong according to you?
I ran out of money. Okay, the guy who said.
Or was it like you're saying too ahead of its time? If you had done it now, it would have been better, is it?
Yeah, because I think I ran it badly, but that's a recurring theme even in the next company. What else to think?
Is this as basic as that?
No, we ran out of money. I guess the rest we would have learned. See, obviously, Anto and me started it. We were going on good faith, we had a great team and we were going. But the guy who said who will fund, we needed money because this involves taking financial risk, right? The returns are later when products go out. So initially you are just going to blow money. There's no retainer, no nothing, right? So when that money he couldn't give, it was not viable after that.
So now that brings me to this new subject called AI and stuff like that. Still a lot of other areas, which is like pure storytelling, like the good old ads that we all know, like what Piyush Pandey or Balki or a lot of our veterans and you and everyone were part of, which is pure storytelling. Hero ko kya pata tumhari umar. There's an actor who brings in something. There is a lot of. Now, do you see this storytelling also getting replaced? I'm sure you've seen Ratatouille, we've seen a lot of emotional films also, which are probably generated in the computer, but it's still a lot of human mind that has gone into it. Where do you see this?
See, storytelling, that won't go away. Creativity won't go away. It's not a client can't today go to an AI, chat GPT and say, how do I sell more soap? I'll give you some answers. It's going to give you a pretty bad answers, right? At some point, how do I sell more soap maybe requires a Rajesh Ramswamy or another, idea. Two things. One, when it comes to ideas where I think advertising got it wrong, not today, but even from there, why is the answer always a bloody story? Okay, it need not be. How do I say? That we have already discussed, right? Make the mouth bigger of a toothpaste. That could be the answer.
Absolutely.
So that was something which was advertising flaw.
Why is
we
there
had that
one
hammer
strong
nail
connection
problem. We
between
had a
storytelling
hammer,
and-
everything was story. Okay, why should everything be a story?
It need not be.
No need
That's what
at
you're
all,
saying.
right?
Okay.
So in fact, when I was doing Hungry and Fisher 10, Kingfisher Airlines was still alive that time. I was thinking to pitch, and you know what I want to do? Not go with ads at all. I wanted to put 6 people on 6 flights on Kingfisher and just write notes on how can the service experience be better.
Okay.
Like as a smoker, I'll tell you one small thing I want.
Sure.
Anyway, you buggers are taking my matchbox lighter in departure. I can't smoke in the plane, so it's okay. When I get down, can't you give me one Kingfisher matchbox? Yeah, no security problem, nothing. I've landed the plane. Maybe 10 things. So the creativity doesn't go away. I think, look at the chain of value you create to a client, Rajesh, today. You have a strategy as to what to say. Then you have creative, which is more the how to say it. And then you have the execution, the production, which is the say it. Right? So what to say, how to say it. Where AI is going to replace is the say. First. Tomorrow it may replace other things, I have no idea.
You're saying, do you still see ads being made? Or you're saying advertising itself will not be
Advertising
there?
itself is far
Like
less
a storytelling
important today than it was 15 years back. Okay? And that's more due to fragmentation of media and attention. See, a lot of our principles of advertising, which is that singular message, the big idea, remember big idea was a big deal.
Yeah.
That is fundamentally a mass media paradigm, man.
Finally it is borrowed from movies. You're saying, okay, this is a movie, you wanted to connect with somebody, we can make small movies about ourselves.
Not necessarily. The big idea is that I can reach the majority of my customers with one big idea.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, yeah, somewhere.
It's based on you can reach the customers. Today you can't reach the
It is
customers.
fragmented. It is
You
like,
cannot reach the customer. There's no big idea. Each customer wants something else from the same brand, but your brand does have something to offer to them. The idea that Volvo will only talk about safety is a dead idea. Okay,
yes.
so the big idea is gone. Okay, so and therefore you have a distribution problem and all that. So all that I think creative can take care of, man. You can still put together. See, these are my top 3 target audiences. I might have different messages and all that, and I still think creativity is a role. The idea need not be a story. When I started,
The creativity doesn't have to
you know
come
what
in the
my
form of
line
a
was?
script.
The old paradigm. The old paradigm was brands talk, people do. Brands talk, they give stories.
Correct.
People do, they act upon it. Whereas the new, and this is not new, this was 2011. This was 14 years back, it was new. Brands do, people talk.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? True. Apple comes and puts one event and puts one news.
Yeah, right now you're the
people
most-
are the advertising,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely, yeah.
Google puts a doodle out there, Google is cool. They are doing something. We are talking. People became the media after social media came. By 2010, people were the media was not the media. And how do you get people talking? Be talk worthy. And that became brand. Does that
But you're
mean there's no
saying that,
creativity?
people can't
of
talk
course,
about
you have to
that?
be creativity. Yeah, you can. As a piece of art. If it's a great story, they'll talk about it. Right? Of course it works. But it's just one way, no? What today? AI. Because you specifically asked about AI. I don't know what will happen in the future. You'll probably start moving upstream. Today, it can't tell you what to say. I think you as a human being will still be better on how to say it in the most compelling manner. I think the biggest threat is to actual production. It will actually do it.
Disrupt that completely, yeah.
Yeah, why do you have to spend 2 crores making a film? I'll get a maybe 60% as good film at 1/10, 1/20th the cost.
But what I am trying to dispute over here is, okay, let me just break it down. So I just did one ad with Vijay Sethupathi. Okay? I'm just trying to just break this down. So there's one scene over there where this guy comes and asks an auto saying, Alvarpet. And that auto driver says, no. He says, okay, Saidarpet? He says, no. What about Tenampet? He says, no. Then he says, okay, now I gave you 3 options. Now you give me 3 options. And then he says, no.
Saidarpet. Tenampet? Alvarpet? நான் 3 ஆப்ஷன் கொடுத்தேன்ல நீ 3 ஆப்ஷன் கொடு.
The script says what?
Yeah.
Exactly what I told you.
Yeah.
But what an actor brings over there is he just comes and he's like, he says Alvarpet, and he's already ready to go to sit in the auto.
Yeah.
And the guy says no. And then he just looks at him and says, okay, what about Tenampet? What about this? And then the guy is reading a paper. So he just pulls the paper from his hand and says, okay, now I give you 3 options. No, you give me 3 options. Now I'm just breaking this down. Now, if I have to even go further, where is he standing? So we had, because it was Vijay Sethupathi, we had to shoot in a studio and all that stuff. We found that there was one studio. In that studio, there happened to be a temple. So we said, okay. Then somebody came up with the idea saying, hey, instead of shooting it random, auto can be placed anywhere. We can give it a little more character. Can he come out of the temple? That will dictate the costume that he is like this, like this. Now each person, the costume designer or some AD told us saying, maybe he can come over here. And then therefore the backgrounds for that. Okay, these are the kind of shops. It's a montage film and there are various sequences. This adds to that mix. Now, how? And there are 20,000 people that I'm breaking it down. And of course, there's music, this bugger's bought in that bugger bought in this. You're saying, how do you generate this? I mean,
Can't.
each person's its spontaneity
saying
at
how?
that spot that Burger
You're saying how can AI replicate this film? Instead, I'm asking why. Okay, who was the client here?
Vijay TV was a client.
Vijay TV. Vijay TV has some show they're going to promote. I don't know what it is.
Big Boss or
Vijay?
whatever.
Big Boss. Okay, Vijay Sethupathi. Is there now? You have one way of doing it. Spend whatever you spend, you get this. You get a better film. You get this temple serendipity. There's one brainy guy sitting out there looking at temple. Hey, machan, let's do that. All that crap will happen, right? What's the end goal of the damn thing? To get more viewers to that show. Now let us say that's why they're doing it, man. They're not doing it to jerk off,
Not
right?
just
They're doing
viewing, to get engaged with what you're viewing.
They're doing it to get more viewers to Big Boss.
Absolutely, yes.
Your ad engagement you want. They don't care. They want more viewers than Big
If
Boss.
they have engaged with that, then you will probably come to the
But
show.
their ultimate goal is to get people to Big Boss, no?
Yes.
So one way of doing it is your way, or whatever budget it is.
Correct.
Now let's say AI way. Okay, Vijay Sethupathi, whether he'll be replicated by AI, no, different question, man. Let's assume all that is possible. Okay, but you want to get this little magics, like this temple, like him walking away, tripping the newspaper. You could, technically AI could generate that, or you could think a bit harder and break down. You could have Vijay Sethupathi sitting next to you and
in all the buggers.
Still cheaper, no? But let's say you don't. You get something which is 60% flat at 110 the car. How many less, just because this ad in your opinion is 60% as good as what it could be, does it mean that Big Boss will get that many less viewers? You feel good about this ad.
No.
Okay.
You
Vijay
may be
TV's
right.
goal is to get more viewers to Big Boss.
By that
matter.
logic, you can just put one ad saying, watch Big Boss on this day, watch Big
No,
Boss on this day, bombard the
that
get
would
it.
100% get less viewers than this ad. Okay. But the ad, I am saying, the flat ad with the same story, as opposed to the magic
With this
ad, let's call
nuances,
it
correct,
that. I don't think that much difference will be there in the budget. Okay, you don't have to reduce it to an absurd level of saying that, oh, I'm just saying watch it, watch it. It's not that. There is an idea.
Finally,
Okay.
it's these small nuances. If
These
everybody is
small nuances give you a kick, give me a kick, give the viewer a kick, agree. I don't know how much they move the needle
they
in
don't
the market.
move the needle. But now, imagine that this became a normal practice of world. Everybody is doing this. Then how does an ad stand out? Because you're just now consuming. Saying, this is going to come, this is going to come. Then that engagement, or you're literally taking storytelling as a concept away for brands to even engage in.
It's
And
not
put
a
on
story,
television.
Rajay. You still wrote the story, no? I am separating between idea and execution.
Understood.
I am saying what AI is going to do, you still have to ideate. AI is going to make execution different.
Absolutely. That's
now,
the only
your
thing I want to
point
clarify
is-
there.
No, but your point is human execution is here, AI execution will be here. I am saying, so what? As long as it... See, the fact that you want the human execution to be here is more, you are the artist wanting the best version of the
That is
idea
because I am able
rather
to
than what the
articulate
market
and
wants.
say it. For somebody else who anyway doesn't care about it, will even more not care about it.
Exactly.
Is what it will become.
No, true.
You
End up becoming.
No,
It's
you're talking
already
about
there.
a
It's already
dystopia, man. Why is it dystopia? The guy who's paying is getting what he wants.
So right now, I'm able to arrest his attention, at least with these little techniques. Otherwise, now, the
Oh, you mean, okay,
I'm saying the
hey,
end
hang
user.
on. You wrote a script, right? With hotel
No.
You're saying that had no attention, right? It needed these touches
No,
for attention.
these nuances, like I'm saying,
These
everything
nuances
is
add.
Exactly, but no, the nuances that is what I'm saying is anything that you're trying to hold on to, which are the fundamentals of any storytelling, does not mean you're regressive. It's not that everything has to be adopted to whatever the latest technology is. Some of them remain time immemorial. Whatever is human emotions, is basic things of the taking a pause before I say the next sentence or whatever.
That'll all come, man.
It won't come intuitively. I mean, the spontaneity of how an actor, his character, and the way
You
he
won't
builds
get
it, all
the
that stuff.
value addition of Vijay Sethupathi.
Exactly.
You won't
But-
get the valuation of the guy in the set seeing the temple and saying, let's change the story. That will go.
So, right now, whatever you're saying, it's okay if the story was anyway generally one general story. Yeah, of course, the technique that you are is most needed. I mean, who the hell cares? I mean, just,
Okay, one question. Same story, same script. Vijay Sethupathi didn't come up with the idea. And someone didn't notice the temple. Maybe there was no temple there. So the story was far closer to your original script. Was that a bad story?
No.
Then what? AI
No,
do
no,
that.
no. Over here, I have trusted a set of human beings who have brought in their ideas. I'm assuming that if this was replaced by some another set of human beings, they would have still come up with something.
Exactly.
Some random stuff.
Exactly.
If Vijay Sethupathi said that I will snatch the newspaper, this bugger might have just blinked and he might have done something else. He might have been a more shyer character, or he might have been a little more.
100% AI does all that.
No, but this is an actor intuitively,
Initiated.
spontaneously
Initiated.
reacting.
I do
and
agree
can't
Vijay
get that
Sethupathi will be better than AI, man. You know, obviously an actor. That's not a dispute.
But I'm saying,
how
picture
much
actor
value
is
does
what-
he add?
No, I mean, by then it will be template.
No, you have gone into the place that without this value addition, the film is dabba. You have
No, I'm
gone
not
into
saying
that
the film
tone.
is dabba. You
Dude, you only
will
wrote
still
the
watch
film,
it,
no?
but without anyone knowing why we are watching what I'm watching, because of these small things that
Hey,
come
but
in.
your original script also had these small things, no?
But it's like
All you got was more small things.
No, let me
body language.
No, you are saying as if you wrote one dry script, huh? Which is auto, Perumbakam, Krompet, boring script.
No, let
Hey,
me-
now you can make it interesting in the shoot. Is that
Okay,
how you
so-
did? No,
so-
no.
so let me-
Then
let
it
me-
is you wrote
trying
it,
to
no?
tap in each person's natural
Yeah, something you wrote already die. You got value addition.
Correct.
With AI, you may not get value addition.
Correct.
No,
That's
agreed.
exactly what it is.
But your original script is good, no?
But imagine we are seeing 10,000 ads like this with no value addition. It will become like even more faster
It
perishing
will
off.
become very bad if the original script has no
If
value.
you don't mind, can I say something?
Okay, please. I mind.
Because
but go ahead.
you're pushing the point, I think, too much. You made the point to him.
He's not agreeing.
That's okay. You should still withdraw. Gently you should withdraw.
He is, that and all is nuances. They'll just say, "Fuck off."
See, there'll always be nuances that makes anything richer. And an artist knows that better than anybody else. That I'll grant that anytime. Okay. But what is the richness required for me for a conversion, which is again, it comes back to the commercial proposition. That tool who's on the other side will say, இல்லப்பா அது 20% கொடுத்தா கூட போதும் சார் நீங்க என்ன அதுக்கு அவ்வளவு கஷ்டப்படுறீங்க. Now they won't understand your boss, this fellow's a tool, man. I can't make that film. You fucking go and ask somebody else. That's what you might decide, okay? But this richness which you're talking about, what is happening with AI because of machine learning, the more inputs you give, if you give it 1,000 films like that, it will make it much more refined than what you were expecting.
It already does, brother.
That's what. So within a year, it will be closer to what you're imagining. Then you will again ask, what's my bloody role, man? Throw in my papers.
No, it can't write the script. Bachan, today, no, go to VO3, write a single 8 seconds is all you get. Say, man, describe Vijay Sethupathi, no? Some dark, Tamil looking, whatever you want to call him. Goes to an auto and give the dialogue. Auto guy is reluctant, something you put. You will be surprised at the
What it might throw up.
emotional quality of the reaction. The auto guy's expression, you're saying, no? The guy is looking bored. It's a damn good chance it will come. Only thing, that beautiful shot auto driver will have 8 fingers. So you have to generate again. Okay, that kind of shit happens. Okay.
That's small things. He's mentioning also the small things.
Yeah, but
There's
that's
much
it,
more
but you
shortage
get-
than what
you
you
are
said.
not understanding how powerful emotionally also it is. There are two things. AI is helping medical science live longer and longer. Okay, make us live longer and longer. On the other hand, is removing all our jobs, so we don't have money to live longer and
So
longer.
you can speak like this.
We'll probably starve and we won't die because medical science is that's all happen.
Okay, the section won't be complete without covering some of Ramesh's absolutely nonsensical, hilarious, profound, insane. I don't know how anyone can think this way. So I just randomly chosen some tweets to just react to it. So this is when my AirPods Pro arrive with noise cancellation. So I'm worried that if I watch TV, I won't be able to hear anything. I've never seen India so united. Only problem is it got united into 2 united halves.
This is today's polarization, right?
Who called it Twitter and not Angry Word? Speculative accounts of PM Cares Fund. Collections rupees 7,000 crore. Expenses on rose petals rupees 1 lakh. Balance. These liquor shop queues show that after 6 weeks of prohibition, everyone has fallen in line. During the COVID. Everybody's dying to see the wine shop open. Raj Kundra arrested for making porn films. I guess the police will spend considerable time carefully examining the evidence. Why all this ruckus about
I'm quite funny. I didn't realize it.
Haven't we always... Why all this ruckus about Pegasus? Haven't we always wanted a government that listens to us?
Pegasus is the spy software they were installing.
It's obvious that the COVID virus doesn't spread in election rallies. So simple solution is we have elections everywhere. Neeraj Chopra is the Subedar in the army. But yesterday he was clearly a
Lance
Lance
Naik.
Naik.
Because the Lance Naik, no, he's using javelin.
Neeraj.
He's a Nayak, a king of lance. Okay. What a deep profound. And you didn't understand this.
I'm the idiot here. Yet again, close to midnight on August 14th, we managed to get the English.
All out. Oh, one August 14 cricket match happened.
Why was Aryan Kar arrested? My name is Khan. On what charge? Kuch hota hai. What evidence has been shown? Zero. So what's the point? Dar. This was after
When Shah Rukh's son got.
No, but then you know that Shah Rukh is following you. So
This was much later. I mean, Shah Rukh was much earlier.
Much earlier.
that's why I'm asking. So he's already following you. And then big deal. Now you're close friends.
This is positive, it's on
I
Shah
know.
Rukh's side.
But then you're still talking about Aryan Khan's.
But I'm giving it positive that he was arrested for zero evidence.
Exactly.
You think I'm going to risk Shah Rukh not following me?
I mean, so many more. Okay, so are you under any pressure when you put out tweets? Do these things come in your mind?
It's a fight in my head. At one point, I want to put out great tweets. But I have the same let's put the problem, what I talked about earlier. You wait for this great tweets. No, you'll keep waiting, man. So at some point, you have to dump quality control. Say what you want.
There is no pattern
And
in
then
your
some
tweets.
good
Sometimes
shit will
it's like
come.
so intelligent, sometimes like complete garbage.
So, but Maja, otherwise you can't do Twitter. If you think too much, you can't do Twitter. You have to, whatever spontaneously come, be authentic, be yourself.
The invention of the self too.
No, suppose we are talking to each other, no. I will tell you a good joke, profound joke, as well as a cuckoo's pun, right? That's how Twitter also works, man.
So,
And by the way, I'll tell you one thing. My best tweets, I am the only guy who appreciates. The world doesn't even understand. The ones I'm most proud about.
Always the case.
In fact, I get trolled for the best ones.
so
Till today, my favorite tweet, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Jyoti Basu. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a PM and all at one point, because of coalition government and all that stuff, and he didn't make it. And then he died, no? I mean, some 10, 15 years back.
Yeah.
He died at 11:58 a.m. It was asking for it. So I said, yet again, he couldn't make it to PM. I got killed, man. Just because he's dead, I shouldn't talk. It was asking for it, right? Jyoti Basu died. The universe has conspired to make Jyoti Basu die at 11:58.
Good one.
So, is it better? Okay, well, obviously there are extremist points of view in this. Do you get better humor if you're sitting in the middle or if you take one stance?
Oh, I don't take a stance as in, I don't look, people forget. When I was criticizing Modi, they were all jumping on me. You know how it became. India became like that. But they don't know, before 2014, I was criticizing Congress equally.
So.
See, finally, who can you criticize? You can't criticize the opposition party. No, they're doing nothing, man. They're sitting in the corner. You have to criticize. The ruling party only is making laws, doing something.
What I'm asking is, like, still the joke rules. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
The joke rules. Whether
I have no affiliation. I have no affiliation.
No, inside, I mean, I'm not even talking about politics or whatever. You might have a belief system. You are
No.
sometimes loggerhead.
I don't think you should get your beliefs in the way of a good
Nothing.
joke.
Joke, bro. Joke. I got the joke. I don't give a rat's ass whether.
That's because I don't have strong opinions on much things. This is one of the things of getting older, Rajesh. In 10 years, you'll understand. Okay.
It is better not to have very strong opinions.
At 10 years back, I had very strong opinions. 15 years back on libertarianism, reservation. And I used to hold it. That time, even my jokes used to be colored because that's how I think. You know what to do. My brain is like that. As you become older and older, you become more and more uncertain, Maja. You always start thinking the other guy can be right.
Correct.
And that tolerance comes, okay? So,
Looking
I
at
call
things from
myself
all-
therefore very mellow, which nobody agrees, but I genuinely believe.
You
These
believe.
days, I'm more accepting, I'm not that aggro, I'm, whatever. So, I tend to say everything is possible, whoever could be right. So then what side are you going to take? There's no side to take. Just have some fun, laugh, and move on. Right?
So I can be right in saying that you have an equal mix of all kinds of people who believe in all kinds of things following you. That's the reason why.
It's not to do with my followers. If I ever keep thinking, what will my followers like, that's a crazy thing. I think what's funny, what's not, is it this thing to some extent. If it's terribly bad, absolute cuddy joke, I have myself too. No, I just put it and put it. So my job is done. I'm there for my fun, man. I'm not really there. Nobody's paying me for it. In Facebook, that's my standard reply. When I put some post, Twitter post only I put on Facebook, some idiot, he's taken all the trouble. I don't even know who he is. He's come, not funny. Yeah, okay. So my standard answer is, please contact customer service for a refund. You gave me money or what? I am putting something, you are coming out here. Funny, not funny, what's your problem? Am I coming to your feed and commenting on it? This is nonsense, right?
So since you enjoy this massive following, I mean, like, yeah, Digital Man of the Year, whatever, all that, you've never thought of monetizing this?
I chose not to monetize it.
And therefore, it has resulted with this?
No, I don't think it's connected. A lot of people are very funny and they monetize. It's just a personal choice. So when I had 40,000 followers, leave 4 million. Brand, that time I just found out of curiosity, 40,000, what would my tweet be worth? Because that time it had started, this kind of thing. One tweet was worth 3 lakhs, macha.
So have you done even one of them?
Zero.
Never?
Zero. That time my bank balance was 40,000. 3 lakhs was meaningful to me. Okay, exactly. I just felt it's dishonest that you tell jokes and all. If you are promoting a product and doing it without announcing, I just feel it's dishonest. I like money, but don't like it that much. So I'm zero. I've never taken
you've completely disconnected this world from whatever.
Oh, I've got lots of calls. I always say no. In fact, some of them are kind. One person said, you come, you do, don't tweet. We are not forcing you. We'll take you on a trip to Scotland, some booze brand. Okay. I said, no. You know why? It's just an obligation. Okay, I won't do it. They said, no need to tweet. I'm not forcing you. But they know, no. They know that. They know once they take it, some very obligation. Some brands are lucky. Because when I was at the peak of tweeting 10 times a day, I used to drink Black Dog. Black Dog has got 100 tweets from me, okay. Ratri, me and my dog are, I've got lots of tweets, all. Unfortunately, I didn't take any money, I just did it.
Black Dog, please extend some courtesy. Somebody is walking into advertising right now.
Yeah.
And he is thinking he is creative, but then if he is not in creative, he feels underappreciated, or how do they evaluate the self skills to say where they have to belong?
It was very, very strange because we used to write ads which said that wanted copywriter, ponytail optional. Because everybody thought who had a ponytail was creative, which was totally not what my reading of creative was. Even an accountant can be creative. Not that they go to jail. No, not those type of mathematics teachers can be creative, So I really believe that, okay, because I do creative workshops, right? So I completely understand. I mean, I endorse what he's saying about creative. You can be in very different fields. Now, people in industry and in life, they'll give you a role. And that's what he didn't say, that if a role means if pressure increases, he didn't want to play that role. He was put as a account servicing person.
So in fact, it was better that a creative guy is not in the creative department, a very strange way.
See, but then they won't allow you to.
Yeah, but you think it's not my job.
Exactly.
So
that puts the tension less, pressure is less, but what happens, they'll not come to you, and saying that you be accountable for this, okay. That's also a different type of pressure, correct? But when you engage, like he said, he used to engage with the team. That's a different type of thing, you're enabling it. So typically what used to happen in the boardroom was, there'll be a bunch of servicing people and there'll be a bunch of creative people. Creative people will present. The typical answer was, maza nahi aa raha hai.
Correct.
Okay. Now, coming from a guy, I'm not talking about him, from a total chuth, okay, who doesn't even know what's film grammar, who does not know graphic art, who doesn't know his ass from his elbow, coming and telling you that, you're thinking twice about that, okay? Because he's simply saying it because he has no clue, first of all.
Or he's in command.
Yeah, they were not trained to do that at all. But they simply thought because they are senior and they are thinking this is not happening type of thing. So I used to go the extra length to explain the context before you arrive at what is it. Then that's why the brief became very important, you know. Only with the brief you can make out, no, is it to the brief? Otherwise there's no context, no. It's like fine art, no. You either like it or you don't like it. Picasso, a very bad painter, man. Okay, ma, I cannot say anything. It's like that, right?
Functionally, that's where I think advertising gets it wrong.
Sure.
I don't think copywriters and art directors should be called creative, and the rest of them are not creative. I think the agency is creative. Agency is creative. One guy uses words, one guy uses pictures, one guy uses analytics. Oh, whatever crap.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's how it should be. But the moment you said creative is copy and art, it kind of implies the others, that's not their job, right?
Absolutely.
I think maybe that's where behaviorally...
So I'll give you an example of Wyden Kennedy. I promised that I'll tell you. Wyden Kennedy did an experiment and they said there was this whole nexus between copywriter and the art director, right? That also evolved in the 80s, okay? Then they said, no, you have to be a team. Before that, the guy will just go throw the line at the art director and say, tomorrow morning, I want to see some lovely visual. That bugger will be sweating it out. And the creative director, morning on the room will be open night and the artwork will fly out, that very layout. That means it's not good. No talking and all. It is so bad. That means you get into that room means it will be like that. So they said, oh no, copywriter and things. So that evolved. Freddie Birdie and all that. Nawaz Akhtar became a team. I'm telling you about the evolution in India. So then what happened? Wyden Kennedy guys, you know what they did? They said, hey, call me a butcher. Call me a street walker. Okay. Call me a bullfighter. Call me a chef. Writer, optional, art guy, I don't think I need. I need a fashionista, a model. 5 people. You'll give a brief and you'll say, I don't want headline and creative and art and all. Come up with an idea of how I can best express this idea in any form. It was phenomenally productive.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Exactly what he's saying. So they found it the hard way. I mean, they found it in advertising. He said, this is the best way for teams to work, he said, you know. And that means for teams, you have to know how to listen to each other. You cannot say, no, that's a very bad idea. Let me tell you the best one.
No, also known as
Servicing people have
with the copywriting art thing, the copy guy is in charge of words. As if everybody has got their power.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. That's why the copy guy was not even included in the team. No, that's what I'm saying. It's not necessary at all for a copy guy. In fact, he can just write it. He may not have the idea at all.
That creativity thing itself is not lines and copy, which you just pointed out, right? It's actually ideas. Yeah. Whatever means the brand objective is creative, why is it words and pictures? There's one thing I noticed then of what's the framework in which all this works, okay? So I finally, this is my framework, nothing true about it, this is my opinion. It's a 2 by 2. One is the way you approach a problem. Okay, so lateral or analytical. Let's just say they seem to be mutually exclusive. No? One is deductive logic, one is creative, lateral, jump, take leaps, and all that stuff. Second, the goal. I'll tell 2 goals: problem solving or self expression. Problem solving is all your brand work, everything, man. Okay, even creating an atom bomb is problem solving. Let's not keep it to brand only.
Got it.
Self-expression is I want to create something beautiful.
There's no problem
I want
to solve. Yeah.
put my soul out for the world. You know, a lot of fine art is there. Yeah. Now, we have always kind of had the bias that problem solving is analytical and self-expression is creative. I mean, that's bollocks. All 4 work. You can solve a problem analytically, which is quite normal. You can solve when Isaac Newton made the apple thing is probably false, but when he got that intuitive leap of gravitation, it is not analytical.
Yeah.
It is completely creative. He just let himself jump into something else. But what did he use it for? To do a theory of gravitation, not for self-expression. It was a problem solver, right? Like we do for brand. So brand can do. Similarly, when you do self-expression, the creative self-expression is kind of obvious, but many painters, when they choose their style, it is a certain analytical kind of method they put into it. We have gone too long thinking problem solving and analytical go together. It's one dry subject. Self-expression and creative go together.
I think that the way you define your problem also could be creative.
Yeah,
absolutely.
In fact, you define that creatively, most of your problem.
Most of them say, oh, this person is not consuming, this is my target audience, a very boring way, rather than the way that Move guy did it.
Absolutely.
But I
So for me, therefore, now creativity has now not even become some answer to anything. It is just one way of thinking, as opposed to analytical. And I think everybody has a little bit of both. Some people are good in both. The people who are good in both are the people who are actually great. You talked about David Droga a lot. Let's talk about many people. Take Piyush Pandey, Balki, whoever, or other great, Bill Burn. They are both. Bill Burnback did not write a single ad which didn't have analytical thinking, man. You're not writing random shit, okay? Same with David Droga, okay? It's always apply these two. That's all. That's the point on creativity. But just that reminded me. But all Sundar Rimba is problem solving. It's not self-expression. So going back to AI point, you have to do what solves the problem. If you want to do self-expression, do it on your own money.
No, so just adding to what you were saying, that in science, no, it's been mistakenly thought that it's completely, we call it left and right brain, right? Right brain is the intuitive art side, left brain is the analytical side. It's the prefrontal cortex and it's all that, but right brain is completely intuitive. So in science, they always thought that because it's very mathematical or theoretical and it's empirical knowledge, it has to be analytical totally, which is a complete mistake. Because whether you take the benzene ring or whether you take the DNA double helix, it was discovered in a dream by Watson and Crick. He dreamt that a snake was moved like that. And the benzene ring also, that fellow thought it was a snake. The benzene ring model is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, six-sided model with opposites. One side left is where the form of that drawing is, okay. So, there are immense examples in science of how a person came up with the idea. In science, how it happens is, you create a hypothesis, right? Hypothesis means you already know what you are trying to prove and you work backwards to prove it. In our job, we get the brief first and we don't know what's going to come. So it's only a different reverse order. Yeah. But both are very, very creative, you know. But people don't realize that because we've slotted the right brain as one function and left brain. What he's saying is a good mix of both.
Way of saying you don't need to put creative department and
absolutely. You need to mix. And each
one don't think creative is words and pictures. It's everything.
Yeah. But today, neuroscience is determining all this. So now if you talk about advertising, there's a mixture of neuroscience, which means if you know how to adapt it into your thing. There's a hell of a lot of AI related, which means I'm telling Gemini and OpenAI and other AI systems to program them by an AI expert, feed them 1 lakh ads and tell me what is the thing, how do I do segmentation of the audience, how do I understand the audience better, sentiment analysis, ella the AI pandupa. And then obviously it will be much better, no? And then it is giving it to you.
And you have to see it is going to be something better.
So that's what, then Droga gets this last part of it, all this. He has no say in all that, no. But he's saying still, it comes back to not whether I should do a film or not. And I'll give you a very good example of what David Droga did, which corroborates with what you're saying. It's a short example, because I don't take too much time. He was asked to do a poster by the New York government. And they said that this is for inner city kids. That means very poor kids who are mostly African American from New York. And they were 16 years old, very violent. They don't come to class at all. He said, I want them to, you to put a poster to motivate them to come to class. He says, oh, great, poster, no, that's it. We'll do it free, that kind of thing, CSR. So this fellow went and studied. He actually went and spent time with them. Finally, you know what he came up with, I'll tell you. He said, first of all, I'm not going to do a poster because it won't solve the problem. You'll know why later. What does he come? What is the solution? He goes and studies these guys. These guys are violent. He finds out that they all use cell phones. Now, in America, the cell phone is free. The charges are on the usage, right? So that's what you pay for. So you're constantly, because you're messaging people all the time, and I'm talking about not WhatsApp type of thing. This is much before that time. Text message. SMS, okay. So SMS is what they have. That fellow is desperate for that to buy, mileage of $1, $2 just to get those things going. He's not even making a call, okay. This fellow found that that's a very big need because he's connecting up parties, going away here, there. So he says, I want, how many students are there? He says, come on, yeah, there are about 5,000 guys or something like that. America is not very big. It's not like 5 lakh in India. So he says, I want one company to sponsor the second-hand phones of Nokia, whatever. I want 5,000 phones. 5,000 phones. Then he says, I'm going to give you this phone. Each time you come to class and you participate, I'm going to give you 2-minute free messaging. That was the incentive he offered. Full classes were full right through the couple of years which they mentioned. So what was the brief? He said, give me a poster. So he says, client will not know. If you don't know the behavior,
User behavior of who the hell you're talking about.
So this is the solution he came up with. So that's the way anybody can operate. He might operate like, that's what he's saying. No? He came up with ideas which are not necessarily
No, my ideas came without a brief. But if there's a brief,
fair enough.
But if there's a brief, it's coming related to your point. The first question is to ask why. I mean, not the Simon Sinek why. People, clients, they'll finally solve the problem. They've already decided poster is the answer. They're giving it to you. But just ask that why. Why do you want the poster? This, why? Just ask a couple of whys, right? Toyota has a 5 why. Ask
6
a couple
whys.
of whys. Ask a couple of whys and get that. And understand what he really wants. Then you're not limited by the poster. You're limited to solving a problem. Because clients are actually giving you a solution. They're saying the poster is the solution, now write something on it. But the more whys you ask, the better solution you can give. Then only you can do this new wave of creativity, not the copy art way. Anyway, okay.
Okay, so thank you for this wonderful, massively long,
I know that.
supremely
We
engrossing and
started
interesting.
at 7. It's 11:40.
Yes, but I think we have
4.5 hours.
So, but I must thank you because first of all, this calling up me creative within quotes, I've always had an imposter syndrome
same
on
here.
that.
Throughout life.
So I said, I hope this guy, I do justice to what his expectations
I'm sure.
are.
I mean, at least I
No, but I
enjoyed
always
this.
have that issue. I don't think I'm greatly creative, but I do like to approach things in what I think might be creative. That's my nature itself. So that's why. So thank you very much for inviting me.
Not at all, man.
It's always happy to be with him.
Yes.
And chatting, because that's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Cut. Thank you, Ramesh.